Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Runenews. We are officially back on schedule, on time every week. I am your host, Ryan, and it feels good to be back. It feels good to have you guys back in the audience as well. We have a lot to discuss this week, primarily about Desert Treasure 2, changes to the bosses, possibly a few bugs that happened. The new Soul Reaper axe was hitting well over 400 damage. The drop rates for the new Desert Treasure 2 bosses have been released. And what the hell is going on inside the Polvanich camel pen? My name is Ryan, ladies and gentlemen, and I have one question for you to answer in the comment section down below, and that is, which Desert Treasure 2 boss is your favorite to farm? You've got all of them available. You can choose Awakened or not if you prefer. My name is Ryan. Like and subscribe. You're watching Runenews. This week's update brings us Desert Treasure 2 tweaks and drop rates, which is expected given the quest was dropped last week. We can expect a few minor changes going forward for the next few weeks. However, the main focus is on drop rates and stats for the new bosses, which we've all been waiting for. We're not going to read through this garbage because we don't really need to, nor do we really care. We want to get straight into the Ring of Shadows. Now, people have been using a bug involving the Witch's House. Basically, you go outside the Witch's House, you pick up 28 keys from the little bush for the quest. Your inventory is full of keys. You then can suicide with any destroyable, non-droppable item equipped, and that item will then be dropped on the floor. People were using that bug to get multiple Rings of Shadows. Now you can just buy multiple ones from Old Mate inside the Ancient Vault, which is handy. Means there's no more bug abuse. Jagex doesn't like it, so I'm glad they gave us a fix. This is the smartest way to go about it. Thank you, Jagex. Big fan of that. And then we have stamina boost. Now, people felt it was weird that the Garrock Prison and the Scar both gave like stamina boosting and health restoring ways to do the puzzles, while the Stranglewood area and the Lazar Underground did not. So they've added now a pillar to Stranglewood and the pool to the Lazar Undercity, so you can restore your stamina. This is purely for the quest. So if you've already done the quest, this doesn't apply to you. For those who are currently doing the quest or about to do the quest, it just got a hell of a lot easier for you. You don't need to use your stamina potion. Additionally, the quest changes. We have updates to the Garrock Prison for people with color blindness and other sort of weak genetics, where now the gate, you can identify them a lot better. Something to do with the Diamond Gate. I don't know exactly. It's not really my problem, nor is this my solution, but I mean, it's nothing but a W, this update, so well done to the colorblind. And the Strangled, also there's a chest outside of Calzone's house now. You can get stink bombs, set them off, and the Strangled will leave you alone and hit the stink bombs instead. It's just another mechanic that's being added to the quest to help you navigate through the annoying parts of the quest. The Strangled were quite tedious and annoying to deal with. What we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is the Awakened Boss World First. The first 10 people to receive Blood Torva in the game by killing one of each Awakened Boss at least once. All 4 of them, 1 KC each, you get Blood Torva. Second place cheated. We have a video on my channel discussing how he cheated. CX is a fucking cheater. He's a dirty little rat cunt, just like anyone else in the game that cheats using those clients, and I don't know why he's on the list. Jagex, can we get rid of him? Can we update the list so that the real 2nd to 10th places people are on there? Imagine cheating and not getting first place. He's over an hour late using a cheat client. Sync, GZ on first place, everyone else on the list, well done on getting your Blood Torva, and everyone who has Blood Torva that's not on the list as well, GZ on getting it within the first week of its release. You guys are legends. Unless you use a cheat client, then you have a small cock. Jagex also gave us the wrong Blood Torva kit last week, so they've updated the appearance for the Blood Torva, and here it is. 2 different angles for you to look at, but really you can just go to the Grand Exchange and find anyone standing there in Blood Torva and check it out for yourself. Now for the drop rates, the juicy part of the update, the meat and potatoes, what the community has been waiting for all week. Vardavis, hilariously, the most farm boss, is also the worst for drop rates. I love that. I think that is awesome. The Whisperer, being the longest boss to kill, obviously has the best drop rates for uniques, which is great. This is before today's update, by the way. So it was 1 in 180 to hit the unique drop table on Vardavis, while 1 in 77 for Whisperer. I love how the drop rates are different based on the time to kill and the complexity. Vardavis, being the fastest to kill and most farmed boss, obviously has the worst drop rates, but I think that is incredible. And the website does show everything you need. They have weightings on how each drop is rolled, like Virtus is 1 in 8, which I think is a lot of shit. Then you got Vestige roll, 3 out of 8. This is for the ring piece. Then the ingot, which is also 3 out of 8, and axe piece 1 out of 8. Ironically, I have nearly 500 KC. I have across all bosses. I have 1 Virtus piece and 1 chromium ingot. That's it. So that's kind of laughable, those drop rates. The elemental quartz. Ancient elemental quartz are 1 in 200 and the teletabs are 1 in 25. And the Awakener's orb rates are different for each boss as well. 1 in 80 for Vardavest, while 1 in 4 for Whisperer, with the other 2 bosses in between. This is all pre-update today, by the way, just so you know what you've been playing with. Pet drop rates. I have the Vardavest pet at 104 KC, but we got a 1 in 3,000 here, while you have 1 in 2,500 for Duke and Leviathan and 1 in 2,000 for Whisperer. So Whisperer seems like the boss to farm, but obviously being the longest boss fight and most annoying boss fight, really, I guess that makes sense. Jagex knows what they're doing. Drop table order, for those wanting to know how your drop table works, you roll for the tradable uniques. If you don't get it, then it goes to Awakener's Orb. If you don't get that, you get untradeable unique. If you don't get that, you get a supply drop roll. If you don't get that, you get a resource drop. Or if you get a tradable unique, untradeable unique, untradeable unique, and it's a ring piece, drop table, you roll for the ring piece, but it's a no, you get a resource drop or a supply drop anyway. Yeah, nice work on that roll for the ring system, whatever you've got going on there, Jagex. It sucks, but anyway, they've updated it now today, so what they've basically done is made the new drop rates about 20 to 30% more common for the uniques, specifically the Virtus robes, the ingots, vestige, and axe pieces. They're about, 20 to 30% more common, as I just said. My apologies. So the new drop rates are here. Getting a unique at Vardavest is 1 in 136, Duke in 1 in 90, Leviathan 1 in 196, and Whisperer 1 in 1 in 64, sorry. So the order of which is best to farm is still there, but everything is now 20 to 30% more likely to give you a unique, which is awesome. Awakened variants also have 3 times chance to hit the drop table, which I believe they said it doesn't, that they don't have unique rolls. So that's interesting that they've done that. That's also awesome that they've done that, which means the Awakened Whisperer is a great way to farm uniques if you really want to make some money. It is going to cost you money long term with the Awakener's Orb, but I'm sure you can make it back quite quickly. And it's important to keep in mind that they're going to fine tune the drop rates further down the line, which is what happens with every update. So this might change, this might get worse, this might get better, it might never change again, you never know. But just know that if you farm a shit ton this week and it gets better next week, don't get upset. If it gets worse next week, then just be happy about it. Other changes, there's a lot of other changes. I did go through them all briefly, and to be honest, it's just full of garbage. No one really cares about it. Nothing important, in my opinion. But LMS is back on Osworlds, and your boy's got a debt to pay, which means I'm going to have a lot of fun this week. That is it for the old school RuneScape part of this update, but we're going to show you how to make some really big money with last week's update now, the Grand Exchange update, after a 5-second segment on Runenews. My name is Ryan. Watch this. Alright. RuneScape 3, ladies and gentlemen, is fucking dog shit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Grand Exchange segment of Runenews. Wade Green has returned with hot facts to save you money in the long run on your main account in the Grand Exchange. The Venator Bow is on the rise. With the release of Desert Treasure 2 bosses, this thing has pointed right up nearly 60 mil and rising. Thank you to the Whisperer in the Desert Treasure 2 boss. Now, this is likely going to continue to rise, mostly based on the fact that the drop rates are increasing. The Awakened bosses do actually give 3 times the drop rate. People are going to want to do the Whisperer because that boss gives the best unique chance. So Venator Bow definitely going to be spiking, which means the Musper and the Venator Shards will be spiking as well. If you're not going to do the bosses on Desert Treasure 2, absolutely get into the Musper, get some shards, start selling them today. You don't want to be buying Venator Bows at the moment, but you do want to look at selling before they peak and begin to drop. Now, the Inquisitor's Hallberg is currently on the downfall here right now, but it's not just the Hallberg. The entire Inquisitor's armor set is dropping like a sack of shit, and we can see why. Crush has not been utilized within the current new Desert Treasure 2 bosses. They may have given us some stats that might actually give it some use today, but it doesn't seem like it after week 1 of testing. So Inquisitors is the item to currently, or the armor set to currently invest in for future updates. Crush will not be dead forever. It could be 6 months, it could be a year, but if you have a spare 150, 160 mil, Inquisitor's Hallberg is where I'll be putting my money, or the Inquisitor's armor set, sorry, is where I'll be putting my money for future updates, because once Crush comes flying into the game for good money, you goddamn right, people are going to be snatching that shit up straight back to 300 mil. Now, one of the most valuable tradable items in the game is the Scythe of Vitur Uncharged. It's had a bit of a rocky week, starting off really strong, dipping because the Fang seems better, going back up because it's better than the Fang if you use a BGS on the Duke, dripping back down again because well, the Awakened versions, it's not accurate enough, coming back up, but now the Soul Reaper Axe, I think, appears to be better than the Scythe almost anywhere, and it's going to knock it straight off its block. It seems to be holding steady at the moment because it's more accessible than the Soul Reaper Axe. My prediction is the more Soul Reaper Axes coming into the game, the less the Scythe is going to be valuable because it is expensive to charge, expensive to run, and seems to be getting outclassed quite quickly by the new axe. So keep your eye on the Scythe. It might go up. It's definitely going to go down at some point. Just hold on tight and, you know, keep it if you need it. If you don't want it, definitely bin it and get your money's worth while you can. And now the long-awaited mole slippers. Everyone's been wondering, when's Runenews coming back? Why are the mole slippers so low? Mate, one mention of Runenews. I said last week it's coming back. Shit skyrockets. Should have invested when you're here. Now we're here, but don't worry. Next week, this point, we'll be down here on the graph. Same value, okay? That price point down there. We're going to be skyrocketing these boys. The mole slippers are on the rise. You want to make money? You want to make a quick bang for your buck? By the end of next year, these will be worth 1 million GP a pair. So make sure you grab yourself some mole slippers today. Tell your friends about mole slippers. Let them know they're best in slots. 130k, 160k. You're going to make some easy money. They're going to buy mole slippers. You know what happens when they buy mole slippers? Yours go up in value. Yes, mine go up as well, but that's how it works. You got me at the top here, and then you're here with your mates, and then their mates are here, and then our mate. It's kind of almost like a little bit of a pyramid kind of structure going on here, but it's not a pyramid scheme, Jagex, before you look at me like I'm trying to manipulate the market or anything. Trust me, completely above board and completely legal. I will always be at the top. That's just the name of the king. So make sure, guys, you buy your mole slippers today, become a rich cunt tomorrow. That is it for the Grand Exchange update this week. My name is Wade Green. I'm a big boy. Good luck. This week's Ironman moment starts off strong with someone who isn't an Ironman, but Dolphy gets a 163 KC pet of the Baron. It's a 1 in 2,500 pet drop rate, which is a beautiful drop rate. Got the London look going strong there. GZ, buddy. Our second Ironman moment for the week comes from someone who also is not an Ironman, who's, what's his name? Pibby Tobby, whatever name that is, at 307 KC getting the Baron pet as well from the Duke. The London look is going strong in the clan this week. Looking good. Beautiful pet. Well done. 1 in 2,500. Easily at 300 KC. Guess what the next moment is? You want to guess which pet we got next coming up, lining up from a non-Ironman? Yeah, you got it? You reckon you know what it's going to be? That's right. You guessed it. It's the mining pet. But it's your boy, Racism. Spoiler alert for those watching the Hardcore Ironman, but I couldn't contain it any longer. I have 31 million mining XP. 31 million mining XP across 3 different accounts. I've maxed it. It was my first 99. I almost maxed it again on the Hardcore Gim. And 2 million XP into my normal Hardcore. I got the mining pet. Finally. I've been hunting this little fucker for ages. I'll take a GZ in the chat. And that is the end of Runenews this week, guys. It feels good to be back. I hope you've enjoyed having me return to the YouTube platform. If you have, make sure you let me know down below so I can feel good about it, and I'll keep bringing you the content. My name is Ryan from Western Australia. Do not Google that name, however, and I will see you all in the next episode of Runenews next week. Have a good night. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. It's huge.